So we're back on the EG4 here. They sent me a new unit. Appears that they have removed the 76 volt from the list or something in there because it didn't give me the 76 volt. But it's still doing this weird cycle, and it's when the solar panels are putting out less than 50 watts, the controller keeps resetting inside it. I think the boost controller. And we still are getting faults in the dining room with the 51 fault. Because this is still unstable. And you can hear all the valves clicking and this thing is going crazy. It ramps up to like 600 watts and then ramps back down. All the valves start shutting off inside of it. It's definitely got to be a communication issue. When we come over here and we watch the voltage in the panels, and there's not enough power there. See that spike? Every time that spikes, that's resetting, or the boost controller is waking up or falling asleep, and then we get these events that happen, and it's every night. I thought maybe because these panels are bifacial, that the backs being exposed to the sunlight more were causing it, but I covered them and it didn't make any difference. I just covered the back parts of the panels. My guess would be that this unit has like 3 different programs running in it. One for just running on AC, one for just solar, and one for both. Problem is, I think what's going on is when the boost controller keeps going to sleep, loses communication to the inverter inside, this thing goes through, it changes parameters between those 2 programs, and this is what we get here. It powers down, restarts, and I think the faults are it keeps restarting like this and ramps that compressor up. Maybe the discharge pressure is getting too high or something and actually causing the DC bus to drop down. I don't know, but I can't be the only one that has this problem. And this is the second unit they sent me, and I went through and I spent a bunch of money to have all the refrigerant pulled out and replaced, and I ain't doing it again. I don't know if changing anything with the panels, making the panels smaller, would really fix this problem. It might make it less noticeable. I do have 3,500 watts worth of panels up there on a good day, and they say you should have more than you need. You know, I'm sure it's making the problem a little worse being that I have more power, but geez, they should be able to make the unit so it shouldn't do that. And I know the little unit at the shed does a similar thing. It shuts down like 3 times and goes to sleep, and it says in the book they do that. But this one here I think it's always going to be a problem child, and it's going to be tripping heads out. And I don't know what it's going to do this winter when it's got more demand on it, when it's running harder to heat the house, if it's going to be even worse or not. I don't have a lot of faith in EG4 right now because this is the second unit. This unit's like 6 months newer than the one that I bought the first time. Yeah, you can hear all them valves click. I mean, how good is that for it? It'll do that for an hour. I think in the book says it should only do something like this 3 times. Like it should go to sleep like 3 times or something. That's what the little units say they do. I don't know. Running out of options here. So this video here is on the EG4 multi-zone mini split. If you're having that 76 volt, this is what I had to do to get rid of it. I've had 2. They shipped me out a whole nother outside unit, and I still was getting the 76 volt. I put one of these photo sensors on here on my solar panels. My panels are quite large, and I don't think the EG4 can really complement how much energy comes out of these panels. So under low sunlight, when it goes off of solar, when it gets below 50 watts, this voltage here will go down to like 200. And then it'll go off, and then it'll go back to 250, and then the boost controller will retry, and then it'll go down to 0 volts and then back up. And I think every time it does that, the boost controller powers down because it pulled all the power out of the system, and then the communication goes away, and then the system starts going nuts. Like what I would have going on is the compressor in here would ramp down, all the valves would shut off. You could hear them all click. And the compressor would ramp back up. The second EG4 unit, outdoor unit they sent me, is like they removed the 76 code, so it's even worse. It doesn't actually fault out. Before, when it faulted out for a minute and a half, it'd get everything time for pressures to drop down and everything. This one won't even do that. So it'll just go through a violent swing of up, down. The compressor will go down to 0 watts and up to 700 watts, down to 0 watts. Valves are clicking. It goes on for an hour. Since I put these light bulbs on here and this solar, I put this, it's just basically a light sensor for a street light on there. And you can see I got the shutter shut all the way. So I got to adjust this to get my maximum wattage. But since I've done that, that unit's worked flawless, and it's cooling. It's even cooling better, which is crazy. Like the bedroom, I could never get it below, like, I would say 65, and now it's down to like 58. Like, it doesn't like that when it goes through these violent swings in the morning and the night. And mainly the night was the worst. And I would get, what I would end up having is I would get a 51 fault where the blower would fault out, and then you'd have to power everything down to reset the blower fault. And that was all because the DC bus was going up and down, up and down. And yeah, this appears to have fixed it. And I just kind of want to let you guys know how to fix this. This is temporary. This is probably, I'm going to make sure that this ice cube really doesn't start getting any carbon tracking on it, because DC voltage likes to do that. And I don't want 110 making its way into my boost controller. And we'll see what happens. You know, if this doesn't start carbon tracking, it's going in a J box. This is all going to be done. And yeah, this saves me a heck of a lot of headache, and it's saving the unit a heck of a lot of headache, not going compressor ramping up and down and going through fits.